Okay, anyone? So give at least one topic or one statement that you learned from our last week's activities and lessons. May I call?
Java typecasting, ma'am.
Ha? What is it? Yes, Ninya?
Sa Java typecasting, ma'am, there are two types. Ang widening casting kay it is an automatically tas mag-convert kag smaller data type to larger. Tas ang narrowing naman kay mag-convert kag larger data type to smaller size, ma'am.
Okay, very good. What else?
Java typecasting.
How about Daniel? Hello, Daniel. Naa pa si Daniel.
Comparison and logical operators, ma'am.
Okay. So what can you say about the logical and comparison operators?
Logical operators are used to determine the logical between variables or values, ma'am. There are many types of operators.
Okay, correct. So there are different types of logical and comparison operators that you can use. So what else? How about Mark EJ?
Primitive data types, ma'am.
Yes?
Primitive data types.
Primitive data types. So what can you say about
Sorry.
primitive data types?
A primitive data type specify the size and type of variable values, and has no additional methods.
Okay, correct. So primitive data types, those are the different data types that we can use to declare our variables. Of course, do not forget to specify the data type when you create variables. Okay, and primitive data types as compared with the non-primitive data types, kung magamit ta sa mga primitive data types, they do not have the other methods. Ang kining ginatawag nato nga non-primitive data types, naa pa na sila yung mga additional methods. So, we did not discuss yet the details about non-primitive data types, but we focused on primitive data types last time. And those primitive data types that we discussed are int, float, double, short, byte, and so on. Those data types that we covered last time. How about what else can you add? James. Is James around or still there? Kinsa man yung nasulod? Si Jenny Lou. James, are you still there? Nawala na ba si James?
Puro may James diri day.
Ah. Oh, James. James Cortesa. Do you want to add, James? Can you add something to our recap session?
Floating type point, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, we also discussed the floating point or the float type. Okay. So what can you say about the float?
Float. Ma'am. You should, and ma'am, you should use floating point type whenever you need a number with a decimal, such as 9.99 or 3.14515.
Okay, correct. So, you will use the float data type if there is a decimal part.
Decimal point.
Okay? Naa siya'y point something. Kung ang number or ang inyuhang value na inyuhang i-store sa variable has the decimal part or has point or a floating point number, we call it the floating point number, then it has to be declared as a float. Or if it's large or if it's a super large number, then you'll have to declare it double. Pero kung gamay-gamay lang ang iyahang size sa number, pwede ra float. Okay? Because float is smaller than our double. Okay, so let's continue. Proceed to our objectives. By the way, for this day, we will cover 2 learning contents. Learning content 1 will be about strings and content 2 will be about Boolean and if-else. Our objectives for today are the following. Develop confidently with strings. So later, we will write programs wherein we will be able to operate strings. We will be using different methods or functions to manipulate strings. Second, we'll introduce different conditional statements such as if else, if, and nested if statements, including switch statements. So, wala pa siguro mo ka encounter ani nila, libog pa mo ani, unsa man ang mga if else. So, later, we will discuss them. Third, to explain the importance of conditions and how control flows to different parts of a program. So, ang program, dili lang na siya from, or ang ihang flow is not a straight or that means that we can actually control, okay? We can control how the program will flow, whether it has to execute something or another thing. Okay, so we can be able to control the flow of our program. So later, we'll know how do we implement those control flow statements. So first thing, we'll have an activity before we begin with our first discussion. We'll have a whiteboard activity. So what you will gonna do is you will have to describe the word string. So you'll just write down in the whiteboard. I will share to you a whiteboard later. You will write down any description or any definition that you have or any knowledge that is in your stock knowledge that you can share about string. And then you also have to give example scenarios of string operations when you are using an app or program. Okay, so question about this activity.
Yeah, ma'am.
So if you don't have any question, or siguro ang question ninyo later pa mo gawas pag mag-start na mo sa inyong activity. So I will share to you our whiteboard, and then in this whiteboard you are going to write down can you see na the whiteboard or wala pa?
Kita na, ma'am.
Nakita na?
Wala pa, ma'am.
Wala pa.
Yes, ma'am.
Wala pa. Kung hinay ang inyong internet, pwede sa papel na lang ninyo ibutang ang inyong answer. Okay? So, pero katong maka-access sa whiteboard, you can write your answers in the shared whiteboard. I will send the link. Oh, tora, nasa chat. Were you able to open it?
Ma'am, katong dating activity, ma'am ba?
Oh.
Pwede pa ba pa sa to, ma'am?
Pwede pa.
Asa mo to sila gikan pa, ma'am? Sa quiz o exam, ma'am?
Ha?
Ato sila gikan na tong quiz.
Naa sa module gang. Naa kay module.
Yes, ma'am, katong SLM.
Oo.
Na, ma'am.
Oh, naa digtoy self-check 1. Nakita nimo digto.
Mag-answer pa miya to, ma'am?
Oh,
O
mag-answer
chikan lang dito, ma'am? Sige, ma'am.
mag-answer mo adtong self-check 1. Wala pa kay nahuman?
Wala pa, ma'am. Okay. Nampod kayo gansiran lahi.
Unsa man imong giansiran?
Sa science, wala pa na ako napasa. Karon, magkuha na ko aning SLM.
Okay. Sa uban ninyong subject.
Yes, ma'am.
Sige, sige. Kadali excuse sa ha. Were you able to access the Jamboard already?
Yes, ma'am.
Loading pa. Okay. So, ayan. Ano tayong mga answers? I will share this first. So you can use the text here. You can add the text, or you can use sticky notes to put your answers on our whiteboard. And pwede ninyo padakuon, i-enlarge ang inyong mga text or sticky notes. And then, do not forget to write your name.
Excuse ma'am,
Yes.
i-download pa kaning akuan ma'am. Kani mo ni whiteboard ma'am.
O kanang gihatag nako na gihatag nako na link. Pero kung dili niyo siya ma-access or kinahang i-require mo sa inyong phone na mag-download og app, ayaw na lang, isulat na lang ninyo sa papel tapos pwede na lang ninyo picturean. Ah,
Ah,
so there are already 3 answers here from Christine, Mark, Christine and Mark.
Tama na, ma'am.
Ha?
Tama na ko, ma'am.
Mm-mm. So according to Mark, strings are reference types, but we don't need to use the new operator to allocate memory to them. We can declare string variables like kulangan lagi Mark.
Alam,
Ay Jason po da ini si James man dito ganina. Okay. How about ang second question? Sulat na ko diri ang question ha. This is based on your experience or opinion. No wrong answers for this one.
ma'am na sumbra mo.
Excuse me?
Sumpay, ma'am, dili siya ma-add, ma'am. Giyan na lang ako, gilahi na lang ako sa stick. Gilahi na lang ako.
Oo, okay lang. Wala pa mo'y answer sa number 2.
Kasi number
Can you repeat? Give example. Scenarios. Yes? Hala kambal. Ha?
Ang kana.
Ay, wala.
Hindi tao. Nag-work from home tanan. Dapat kang
wala. Wala lagi.
Ay, okay. Asa ipasa ang dili maka-access. Okay, pwede ra sa GC.
No.
Yes, Mark? Okay, guys. Ang dili maka-access, pwede ninyo ipasa sa GC. Nganong asa naman to dire kasi nag-delete sa mga kuan dire.
Yung nangawala mo.
Oh, naay nag-delete.
Sama na.
Kinsay nag-delete? Kini siguro nagpabilin diri pangalan oh. Na ba'y nagpasa sa GC? Naan na di ay. Okay, tanaw na ko ang inyong gipasa sa GC.
Sabihin lang ko. Isip mo dili
From G. Marie. So, strings are a sequence of characters. It's widely used in Java programming. Its platforms provides and manipulates strings. Ang atoang mga answer sa whiteboard, asa naman, wala na gyud, di na siya mabalik. O kinsay suspect ani. To. Kinsa nag-erase ani. Nay nag-clear frame ani ba? Okay, let's wait for another answer. At least another 2 answers for the first question. And I think you have no answer for question number 2.
Naislit na ako.
We are already 16 in this meeting. 16 people. So there's another answer in our GC from Danielle. So string is used to store a sequence of character. Correct. So example of a string. So there's these operators in Python. Okay. So you can give an answer in number 2 sa kining question number 2. You can think of your experience while using any program, pwede Microsoft Word, sa banang ginagamit ninyo ng mga programs or mga applications, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, wherein there is some feature that uses string operations. Okay, so you think of your experience while using apps or programs where you encounter that the application is manipulating string or there is string operation involved. So there's another answer from Christine May. Strings simply are variables that contain not just numbers but also characters. Okay, correct. This is correct. It is used to store characters. Another answer from Mark. A string can be a constant or variable. Okay, that is also correct. You can declare a variable, a string as a variable or can also be constant. Again, when we say constant, that means the value will not change. Wala pa ko'y nakita nga answer sa number 2. So here's another answer from Cyril. A string is a data type used in programming, such as an integer and floating point unit use text rather than number. It is also comprised set of characters that contain spaces and numbers. Correct. So from Noel, string. It is used in Java programming that contain of characters such as float, integer, etc. And it's a sequence of character. Also, string class can manipulate and create string. So there is the correct statement there is it is used to contain characters. For number 2, we finally have an answer in number 2. So, using the application Messenger, an example of string operation is a use sequence of characters upon texting or chatting my infos or messages. Okay, so this is correct. Of course, kung mag-chat ta, magamit gud ta og mga text, mga letters. Oh, so mo na siya ang one example. If you can think of other examples that basically involves strings. So, I think mauna to. Wala na ilain hudungag pa. So, thank you for your participation. So, we are talking here in this activity. We talked about what is string. So, at least you were able to think of your own definition, or you may copied from somewhere, but at least you were able to think what really is a string and what are its example applications, how it is being implemented. So mao na siyang ato ang i-discuss karon. More detail about strings. So last time we already discussed how to declare variables including the string. We have examples last time. With the use of a string, we were able to display, for example, a set of characters or a text. We were able to output text in our program. That's because we used the string data type. So this time, we will be digging more deeply into what is string and what are the operations that we can do with strings. Let me first share to you our PowerPoint presentation. Asa naman to siya? Dili day ni siya PowerPoint. Window ready ay ni. Gamay-gamay rata karong adlaw no, 16. Basig pag-abot sa kinalasan. 5, isa na lang akong estudyante ha.
Yun si mama.
Okay. Wala lagi. So again, we have here a description of string. Let me read first. A string or strings are used for storing text. So if you have a value that is text, you will store that in the variable that is declared a string. So a string variable contains a collection of characters surrounded by double quotes. Example, create a variable of type string and assign it a value. Example, we have the string greeting equals hello. So the data type here is string and the name of the variable is greeting and the value is hello. Now, take note that the value hello here has or is enclosed with double quotes. Okay? Pag ang value is string, dapat naagi na siya yung double quotes. Pero pag number na siya, wala na siya yung double quotes. And pag number, dili na siya string. Okay? So, a string from the word text, mao na siya ang inyuhang indicator or ang ato ang inyuhang timailhan kung unsa ang iyahang variable or iyahang data type of the variable. So this one, since we are talking about strings, it's all about or it has something to do with texts. Then we also have the string length. A string in Java is actually an object which contain methods that can perform certain operations on strings. For example, the length of a string can be found with the length method. So this is one of the operations that we can do with our strings. We can get the number of characters. When we say length, mo na siya ang iyahang number of characters. For example, string and then txt equals abcd to z. Then system out that println, the length of the text is wait, can you let me first check if you see my shared paint? So I think you're in paint. Window capture man din ni. So we have here again the string data type, and then our variable is txt. Now we have this value inside the double quotes, A, B, C, D to Z. Next, we have a system.out that println, and we print the text. The length of the text is string. That's inside the double quotes. Okay. And then, plus, we have here the txt. Kaning txt, mo ni siya ang variable diri. Okay? So, mo ni siya, si txt. Na dot, okay, na siya dot, and then length. So this is a method or one function that we can use to get the length of the string text here. So length means pila ka buo characters sa text or sa txt. So ang answer ani is pila characters. Kining isa ka letter, mo na ang character. Isa, duha, tulo, upat, lima, 6, 7, asa na ko dapit? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 letters or 26 characters. So the length of txt is 26. Ang output niya is the length of the txt is 26. So mo na siya iyahang output. Question. So again, we use this, the dot length, this dot length, okay, to get the number of characters in a string. Next, we have another operation on string. This is, or sometimes called methods. Okay? These are called methods. These are, when we say methods, those are the actions that we can perform, okay, on strings. So there are many string methods available. For example, 2 uppercase, aside sa katong length kaganina, naapod tay 2 uppercase and 2 lowercase. From the term itself, it's very understandable, no? 2 uppercase and 2 lowercase. Ang 2 uppercase, iyahang i-convert to uppercase letters. Ang 2 lowercase, iyahang i-convert ang letters to lowercase letters. For example, ang value ni txt is hello world. Then we print here txt dot 2 uppercase open close parenthesis. So naagyo na siyang open close parenthesis sa 2 uppercase ha. Naapod ning dot. Isumpay pud na siya ang dot. So unsay result ani? Kay 2 uppercase man ni siya, so ang hello world ang i-print niya ani kay system.out.println man ni. So ang iyang i-print is ang txt nga in capital letters tanan. So mo ni siya iyang output, hello world, capital letters tanan. Okay? Ikaduhang statement, print txt dot 2 lowercase. So naagyo na siya open and close. Okay? Kining last na close ang partner ani kay kining sa sa print man na siya, di ba? Ang atong print naman ay open and close parenthesis. So, mo po na siya dira. So, ang kini, ang text, ihana po na siyang gi-convert into lowercase. So, ang mahitabuan ni tanan, small casing na siya. Okay? So, small letters na siya tanan. HELLOWORLD. Small letter case tanan. Okay? That is if you use the two lowercase. Question, guys. O, dali lang siya, no? Kung walay mo tingog or kung walay mo chat, so pasabot, nasabtan ninyo. Okay? Kung naay question na tay sa ma'am, tay sa kanang kuan libog pa siya ma'am. So storya lang ha or pwede ra pod i-chat.
Nag-send.
Sunod, yes? Okay. Sunod na atay finding a character in a string. Okay. Finding na siya. So, meaning, ginapangita. For example, na atay i-search na letter. Finding a character. So, we will be using the method called index of. And it will return the index. When we say index, that's the position. Okay? That's the position of the first occurrence of a specified text in a string, including the white space. So, apil ang white space sa character nga pag mag-ihapta sa string. So, let's have an example. Text is equals to, please locate where locate occurs. Okay, so, pag ihapan ni sa characters, ang length ana, apil ang space. Ang space is considered as a character. And then we have here a print statement, txt that index of locate. So, ang index of di ayo, observe ninyo, ang O niya is capital letter O. Okay? Kung mag-type mo, tapos small letter na siya, mamali na mo ana. So, be careful of our casing. So, here again, going back to our example, index of, tapos, ang diri sa parenthesis sa index of, naana ni siya isulod. Dili pareha kaganina sa uppercase. Wala na isulod ang ilahang parenthesis. Kaganina pod sa length, di ba? Open, close lang, wala isulod. Pero pag index of, ibutang nimo ang unsang imong ginapangita kay finding man ni. Ang index of is used, its purpose is finding the index or the location or the position of the string that is specified in this parenthesis. So, ang pasabot ani, pangitaon daw nato ang word na locate sa string. Okay? Nganong 7 man na siya? Who can answer? Okay.
Number na sa character sa locate, ma'am?
Ang iyahan ng position or index, position niya. So, ang positioning nila, ang index, guys, remember, mag-start na siya og 0. So, ang P, naa siya sa index or position position 0. Index 0. Ang L, naa siya sa index 1. And so on. Okay? 4, 5, 6 ang space, 7. So, meaning, nakita niya ang locate na word sa index 7. Starting from index 7. Now, ma'am, Kini di ay locate diri Nganong wala man ni siya giapil? Because ang index of ang ihalang ihatag sa ato is index of the first occurrence. Ang una niyang makita. Okay? So ang una niyang makita unsa ang index adto, o to ang iyahang i-return. And this time it is index 7 or position 7. Now, okay, again, Java counts positions from 0. It will always start with 0. And 0 is the first position in a string. 1 is the second. And 2 is the third. So this pertains to the index.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next operation that we can use to string is the concatenation operator or operation. So concatenation, we use the plus sign. So remember, ang plus sign ginagamit nato sa numbers for addition. Pwede po nato siya gamiton sa string. Kung magamit siya sa numbers, pwede po siya sa string. Ang tawag sa iyaha sa string is concatenation. Ang tawag sa iyaha sa numbers is addition. Okay? So, unsaon nato siya paggamit sa string? It can be used between strings to combine. When we say concatenation, that means to combine. Okay? Pareha na sila. Concatenation and combine. Isumpay ba nimo ang mga strings ninyo? This is called concatenation. Example, first name equals John, last name equals Doe. So, naata diri, first name, mao na ni siya ang concatenation. Plus, space, plus, last name. Pasabot, isumpay nato or i-combine nato ang first name, ang space ug ang last name. Ang result ani will be John space Doe. Next, note that we have added an empty text to create a space between the first name and last name on print. Okay. So, we have a space here. Okay? Para na-space ang inyong John and Doe. And you can also use the concat. So, another way for combining string is the use of concat method to concatenate two strings. Example, you have the John again and the Doe for the last name. Then we have first name, which is John, and then we use the dot concat and followed by the last name inside the parentheses. So that means we will be adding or we will be combining last name to first name. So, iha lang siyang isumpay ang strings. So, mo na siya ang purpose sa concatenation. Next, we also have special characters. Okay, because strings must be written within quotes, Java will misunderstand the string and generate an error. example text is, we are the so-called Vikings from the north. Okay. The solution to avoid this problem is to use the \escape character. So I'm gonna show you a program here. Okay. So we will use the example there that was text, we are the so-called Vikings from the north. Then we print the value of the variable txt. So we have here again the txt string, we are the so-called Vikings in double quotes from the north. Then we print the txt. So this will give us an error. Okay? And it will point to the Vikings. Okay? Because here, supposedly, we want the Vikings to be displayed with double quotes. But then, because we are using double quotes for strings, it will be understood as this one as the closing of this string, right? Kay ang ato ang txt or ato ang string, kinahanglan mo na siya naa sa sulod sa double quotes. Okay? So, dili siya mag-work. Kay kining ikaduhang double quotes serves as the closing of our opening double quote. Now, what if we really want to display this double quotes? So, that's the time that you are gonna use the slash. This is a backslash character. Backslash. Okay, to print the double quotes. So these are called the special characters. So these characters needs a backslash to be printed. Meaning, kinahanglan butangan nato siya og backslash para ma-print ang kining double quotes nga akong gi-highlight. At the same time, diri pod gusto nato i-print ang double quotes. So butangan nato siya og backslash. So this time, this will be considered as a special character. And then this will be the beginning double quote and this will be the end double quote of our string. So if we print this or if we display our output, you should now see the Vikings with double quotes. So, mao na siya ang example nato nga sa kuan ni siya kining special character. Okay? So, naapod tay ubang special characters na dili ma-print sa ato ang string. Another example is we have the tab. Okay? So, what if we want to have or if you want to print a tab, so you can, let's have another example here. Okay, so naatay \t, and then you can write, let's say, name, and then another \t, name, age, another \t, and address. So \t is equivalent to 5 spaces or the tab key. Ganyan siya. So if we print this one, so you see that there is 5 spaces here. This is equivalent to the \t. And then we also have here 5 spaces, another 5 spaces. Muna siya ang output ni \t. So there's another one which is the single quotes. You can't display single quotes directly. So if you want to display a single quote, you can again use this / character. Say, for example, you want to display single quotes. So here, so ma-print ang single quote here. Then another single quote after the name, then another single quote for age and for address. So just remember na pag mag-display mo, pag mag-print mo og double quotes, single quotes, tab, you have to use the \sign. Kay dili na siya i-accept within the string if dili gamiton ang \sign. So, what are other special characters that you can use? There's another one which is the \. You can print a \. For example, you want to print something like this. You want to print the name in double or in \, the age inside the \, and the address. You can print that. So it will give you an error. So if you want to print a \, you have to again add a \, before it. So here's a \, for the \, and so on. So it will print the name within \, the age within the \, and the address within the \. Because a \/ is again a special character. So naana mo'y sana to itong mga special characters. Kaganina, we have the double quotes, we have the single quote, the tab, and we also have this \, and katong naapay isa, \n. Okay. \n. So \n is equivalent to the ln or the new line. So if you use a \n, then the output will proceed to the next line. To the next line. New line. Let's see. Okay? Ang age, digto na siya sa next line. Di na siya musumpay kang name. Si address, again, will also be printed in the next line. That's the \n. We also have wait, let me share again. Okay, so you try for now, you need to try the use of this backslash or these special characters. You open JDoodle and what you're gonna do is you print. Okay, you're gonna print the text that I'm gonna send in our chat box. Okay, you're gonna write a program that will display the text, and the text is "It's all right." Okay, practice before we have ang tawag nito. We'll have a game, a hackathon. The first to program will have another 10 pesos load. So practice ani. Okay, practice. You print the words "It's all right." Sayon ra kay ang practice nga later lisod ang koan. Tagaan tawag lisod sa practice na lang pud.
Sila mo.
Ay, mabisag ko na. Bato! What's that? Nangihi ka diya?
Okay, I'll post another much difficult, a more difficult example for you to practice. So yun lang, it's alright, no? How about this one? My work files are in drive D, colon, double back, I, double, oh, one backslash work projects backslash Java. This is still practice. As you can see, ang single quotes, pwede ra siya walay backslash. Okay? Some compilers will actually allow without a backslash for single quotes. But most compilers, you should really specify the backslash before the single quote. So, sayon rin ni siyang single quote. Okay, let's proceed to the second practice. Second example. I posted in our group chat or in Google Meet chat.
Where are you?
So for the second practice, we have Erica who got the correct answer. You can still send your answers. We also have Noel. Noel got the correct answer for our practice number 2. Danielle J. There, you have to remove the space between the colon and your backslash. So, dapat wala na space dira sa after sa colon, no? Drive D, colon, and then backslash. Jasper, correct for example number 1. Lysander. Okay. Lysander, you have to remove the space after the colon. Okay? So, sumpay dapat ang colon, tapos backslash. And then, ang Java, or ang, ano siya, D, colon, backslash, work projects, backslash, Java. Lysander, nanay ay naa gihapoy space dito sa imuhang projects and backslash. So dapat wala na space. Tanggalon nimo na ang space after sa projects. Kining kang Cyril, backslash ni gang nak sa Cyril ko ani nak sa kani mo gigamit kay slash, i-change nimo siya og backslash. Dapat ang output niya kay backslash. Okay? Okay, correct na ni imuha Lysander. Okay na pod ni kang Daniel. Napay mo habol before ta mag-start sa atoang game. Hackathon. The first to finish, the first to submit the correct answer will get the 10 pesos load again. Jenny Lou, you have or your code is correct already. Mark, EJ, you have to remove the space right after the colon. So, wala na space sa D colon diretso backslash. Okay, wala na siya space. Jasper, you were using the slash. Baliktad ato ang gamiton nak. Backslash. Okay, backslash ang ato ang i-print. Dili slash. Okay? So, lahi ito ang slash ha. Lahi pod ang backslash. Francis, correct answer. Jenny Lou, correct. Jasper, correct. So, I will give na your first game. Ready na. Okay, Cyril, correct. Ready? I will send na in our GC the text that you need to print. The first to submit the correct output. So output lang ang inyong i-send ha, ayo na i-appeal og ang code. Ang output na lang. Ready? I will send na to RGC now. The first to send the correct output will receive 10 passes load. Mark EJ, this is correct. Darwin, correct. For the second example, that's in our practice pa. Wala pa'y nakasend sa ato ang kining ato ang first challenge. Noel, there should be a new line. Then there is after the night. Okay. And skies and bright and ice. So there should be 4 lines sa output in this program. 4 lines, okay? Haven't needed anything. Whispers, are you sure? Sander, I think you lack a space between cloudless and climbs, and then the end as well. Climbs, between climbs and end. And then cloudless should be small letter C. And then another space between off and dark. And there's also the 3 dots after eyes. Noel,
Yes.
isumpay ang like the night sa beauty.
Gani ma'am, nagsana ka usab.
Nagsend na kag-usab. Ang space sa between sa like and comma, or comma and comma and like. Climbs and starry skies. I think nanatay daog. Si Lysander. Okay. Lysander, wala kay daog last time?
Yes, ma'am.
So, karon pa ni?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pang ML10. O sige, muhatag na lang pod ko. Muhatag pod ko 5 pesos sa second place. 5 pesos. Nabay ML5?
Yeah, nilang ML.
Okay, second prize kang Noel. 5 pesos. So that's it. Let's proceed to our next topic. Paint. Naapa mo dira mag-continue na ko sa akto ang next topic. Or busy pa? Busy pa jud sa kaning kuan? Practice na lang na ninyo later after our class. Okay, mag-proceed na ko. Mag-chat daw mo dira kindly chat, respond if we're gonna proceed to the next topic. Basin na nga tulog na mo dira ha. Wala gyud di ay nag-respond sila. Busy mo guys. Busy kaayo. Unsa gi ka bisihan? Naglisod. Naglisod pa. Wala pa ta dito sa lisod. Okay ra mo guys. Nag-code.
Okay pa, ma'am.
O nag-code pa ang uban? Nag-code pa?
Wala. Nag-code pa siguro, ma'am.
O, sige, mo-proceed na ko ha. Pwede ninyo na i-stop sa. Unya na lang na, itiwasan na lang na unya. So, na ako gi-share, continuation na ta. This is adding numbers and strings. So, I'm just gonna repeat myself here. So, you'll use the plus operator for addition and concatenation. So, numbers are added using the plus operator. The strings are concatenated using the plus operator. If you add two numbers, example, int x is 10, int y is 20, int z equals x plus y, z will have 30. Okay, because x is 10, y is 20. 10 plus 20 is 30. Next, if you add strings, example, string x is 10, string y is 20, kani siya number siya no, pero naaman siya sa sulod sa double quotes, so di na siya number, string ra na siya. Up kanipod ang 20. So, string z equals x plus y. Ang result is 1, 0, 20. Wala na siya na-add. Kining 10 and 20. Gisumpay lang siya, kay string man ni sila. Okay? 10, 20. Ang result. So, moto siya ang kalahian ha. Pag number, i-add siya. Pag string, isumpay lang na siya. Sunod, we have, if you add a number and a string, the result will be a string concatenation. Kung ang isa is string, and the other one is int, tapos gisumpay ni mo na siya, x is string and y is integer, isumpay lang gyapon na siya. Because one of them is string. So, the result is string. 10, 20. Question? Again, pag numbers or integers silang duha, iyahang i-add. Pero pag dili gani na siya, numbers ang duha, iyaha lang nang isumpay. For example, 10, 20. 10 and 20, the result is 10, 20 or 1, 0, 2, 0. Just interrupt me ha pag naay question. Next, Java Math. This one is kuan na po ni siya, lahi na po ni siya na class. Okay? It's more of operations in numbers. Kaganina, operations sa strings. This time, sa numbers. So, we have many methods for numbers that allows you to perform mathematical tasks on numbers. Example, math.max, then x, y. This method can be used to find the highest value of x and y. For example, I give a value for the first the first argument here. Ang tawag nato aning nasa sulod parenthesis, sa sulod sa parenthesis is arguments. Okay? So the first argument is 5 and the second argument is 10. So here ang max na method will have to find the maximum, the largest value nga naa sa arguments. So this time, unsa man ang pinaka highest value? Is it 5 or 10?
10.
Okay. So the result is 10. It will return the value 10. Mao ni siya inyong gamiton, ang max method ang gamiton ninyo sa inyong program if you want to find the highest number between two numbers. Sunod na apud tay mean. In contrast to max, you can use the mean. Example, 5 and 10. The result is, of course, 5. So, you familiarize the syntax. You'll use math dot mean tapos parenthesis na sa sulod ang values. Pwede po na siya variables x or y. Next method that we can use on numbers is the Sqrt or square root. Kung gusto nimo kuhaon ang square root. So sa square root, kaganina sa max and mean duha ka buok ang arguments. Sa square root isa lang. So this means na kuhaon niya ang square root ni 64. Pwede pud ni siya variable, assuming that there is a value for the variable. So square root of 64 is pila? Naapa mo dira?
8, ma'am.
8, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's the answer here?
8, ma'am.
8. The square root of 64 is 8. Again, pwede variables sa inyo is assign as argument sa square root. Next method is we have the abs. Okay? So abs will get the absolute or the positive value of the variable or of any value within the argument. So for example, this one, what is the absolute value of negative 4.7?
Positive 4.7.
The result is 4.7. Positive man, iha lang kwaon ang positive. Okay? What if the argument here is, what if we have 3 here? Example, 3. Absolute value of positive 3.
Negative 3.
What's the absolute value of positive 3?
Negative 3, ma'am.
Positive 3. It's always positive. Okay? Iha lang yung kwaon ang positive. Kung positive, ang result is positive. Kung negative, ang result is positive. That's for the absolute value. Next, we have the random method. This will give us a random number between 0.0 inclusive and 1.0 exclusive. Okay, so meaning 0.0 to 0.9. So, ang kining random, mo ni siya iyang syntax. Pag ibutang ninyo sa program, muhatag na siya og random number. It can be 0.1, 0.3, 0.8, any number between 0.0 and 1.0, exclusive ang 1.0. So to get more control over the random number, example, you only want a random number between 0 and 100. Dili 0.0 and 1.0. You can use the following formula. So you have, you use the int. Okay, this is the casting that we had. And then, math.random, i-times mo siya 101. Then, it will give us 0 to 100. Again, just interrupt me if you have further questions or clarifications. So next we have Booleans and the if-else statement. So Booleans, these are the data type that we can use for values that can only have two values, like yes or no, on or off, and true or false. So for this, Java has a Boolean data type which can take the values true or false, or yes or no, or on and off. A Boolean type is declared with the Boolean keyword and can only take the values true or false. Example, Boolean is Java fun equals true, is fish tasty equals true. Then we have is Java fun, the value of the variable is Java fun is true, and then is fish tasty is false. However, it is more common to return the Boolean values from Boolean expressions for conditional testing. Examples are in Boolean expression. So Boolean expression is a Java expression that returns a Boolean value, true or false. You can use a comparison operator such as the greater than operator to find out if an expression or a variable is true. So this is the time na that we're gonna use our comparison operators. The comparison operators, if you can recall, it will give us values true or false. These are our examples. Integer x is 10, integer y is 9. Then we have this comparison operator greater than. Is x greater than y? What is the result?
True.
Okay. Correct. This gives us true because x is 10 and 10 is greater than 9. Another one, using the values, specific values. 10 is greater than 9. So this is true. Okay? In the examples below, we use the equal to comparison operator to evaluate an expression. Example is integer x is 10. Now we print is x equals to 10. So this will give us true because x value is 10 and they are equal to 10. Okay? Another example is 10 equal to 15. Of course, this obviously gives us false because 10 is not equal to 15. So the Boolean value of an expression is the basis for all Java comparisons and conditions. You will learn more about conditions in our next discussion. Now we have Java conditions and if statements. This is the time that you're gonna apply all our logical conditions or our logical and comparison operators. So let's see some of this. Less than, for example, A is less than B. A is less than or equal to B. A is greater than B. A is greater than or equal to B, and A is equal to B, and A is not equal to B. So we already discussed this last meeting during our discussion on logical and comparison operators. Now you can use these conditions to perform different actions for different decisions. These are our conditional statements. The if, else, and we have another two. So the if is to specify a block of code to be executed if a specified condition is true. This is the time that we have to apply some decision making to our program. So a program, as you all may know, that a program has some decision-making capabilities, and one reason for that is because it is designed by the programmers to decide on many or different options. Okay, so ang programmer actually will have to design that it will program or it will write the code so that the program could be able to decide on some things. And we can write that as programmers, we can write those conditions using if statements. Okay? So, again, if statements, we will apply this if we have conditions. Okay? We will write later some examples of conditions. Medyo intermediate or advanced level na ni siya. Okay? Dili na ni siya sayon-sayon na topic. Okay? Nagaanam-anam na taog kuan kalisod diri ang part. Then we have the else statement to specify a block of code to be executed if the same condition is false. So, kaganina ang if is if the condition is true. Okay? If the condition is true. True. Ang else, that is if the condition is false. So, unsay pasabot ani? Pag naa kay code, naatay condition na ibutang, so, magbutang pud ka og code kung unsang iyahang idagan kung ang condition is true. And then, if the condition is false, magbutang pud ka og code kung unsay i-perform sa inyong program. Okay? So, later we'll have an example of that. Next, ikatulo is else if to specify a new condition to test if the first condition is false. If you can, or in the previous slide, we talk about the if. Sa if, digtuan naka-specify ang first condition. Now, if you want to add another condition, a new condition, then you'll have to use else if. Next, we also have the switch. This will specify many alternative blocks of code to be executed. If there's a lot of choices, if there's a lot of conditions, you'll have to use switch. Example. This is our if. This is an example of the if. Okay. This is the syntax. You have to follow if and then followed by a parenthesis, and then your condition must be inside the parenthesis. And then there's the open curly brace and the closing curly brace where conditions or the block of codes that must be executed if the condition is true. Note that if the if keyword is in lowercase letters, and the uppercase letters if or if will generate an error. Should be small letter I and small letter f. In the example below, we test two values to find out if 20 is greater than 18. If the condition is true, print some text. So here, if 20 is greater than 18, then we print 20 is greater than 18. So in this example, the condition is if 20 is greater than 18. If this is true, if the condition is true, then this will be executed. If the statement is false, if the condition is false, this will not be executed. Example, int x is 20, y is 18, then here's our condition. If x is greater than y, then execute this. So what is this? If this is true, if the condition is true, this will be executed. Okay? If the condition is false, dili niya i-print na siya. So let's have an example in our code. Encoding. So let me again share to you our online editor. Okay, so we have there int x equals that was 20 and int y equals 18. Then the condition is if x is greater than y. Open parenthesis. So the statements, okay, the statements after the if must be enclosed with parenthesis or with the curly braces if it's okay, the statements to be executed if the condition is true must be enclosed in this curly braces. The statement is system.out.println x is greater than y. Okay? If this is true, then i-print niya ni. Okay? So, tan-aon daw nato be kung i-print ba na niya. So giprint gyud niya nga x is greater than y because the condition is true. Now what if this is 5? 5 is greater than 18. This is false. So pag false ang condition,
Else.
wala siya i-print. Dili niya ni i-execute. Diri siya diretso, exit na siya. Okay?
Okay.
Now, we can add an else statement as we stated just a while ago. If the condition is false, then we can have an alternative. That's when you add the else statement. If you have an alternative statement. Now, let's say you want to print since baliktad man ni siya sa condition, this is x is less than y. Okay? So, unsa may mo output kini or the other one, this one. If x is 5 and y is 18.
The other one.
Okay. Katong naa sa else na block. Okay? So that is x is less than y because the condition is false. Again, pag ang condition ninyo is true, kining block after the if statement will be executed. If the condition is false, the statement under else will be executed. Kung walay else, wala siya i-execute. Okay? So this is you can write an else statement if there are two options. So in this example, this is option 1 and this is option 2. Pero kung isa lang yun ang option, mao na siya nga if lang. Wala na, pwede nakawalay else. Let's have another example. Let's have the time is, if the time is 20, okay. If the time is less than 18, assuming lang, okay, then we will print good morning or ano sa ba, or 12, no? 12. So if the time is less than 12, then we will say good morning. Else, we will say good day. Okay? Now the time is 20. Unsa ang ihang i-print? Good morning or good day?
Good day.
Okay, very good. So we have error. So asa ang ihang error? Kulangan og S, na traffic ang S. Dili.
Na traffic.
You have good day. Okay? Because the value of time is 20. Assuming that the time is 8. Unsa man ang iyahang i-print? Good morning or good day?
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, it should
Morning.
be good morning because the condition is true. Okay. Now, what if we want to print another good evening? Unsay condition para mag-print ta og good evening? Unsay condition nato para maka-print ta og good evening?
Which one?
8.
It should be, so since naatay good morning, good day, tapos natay additional, dili na lang kay duha lang, mao na na siya ang
Switch.
time, okay, na mag-add ta og else if. Okay? Pag duha lang imuhang choices, duha lang ang choices, ang gamito nimo is if and else. Pag more than two na, you will have to use else if na. Okay? Say, tulo na ka options. Kay nanay good morning, nanay good day, nanay good evening. Okay, tulo naman na siya, di ba? So, mag-add na taong else if. So, we'll have good morning, good day, and we will add a good evening. So, good day if if the time is less than what? Unsa man ang oras sa gabi? Gabi alas 7. Alas 7. So 7 is alas 7 is in military time. We can't use 7 here kaya ang 7 is parehara man siya sa 7 in the morning, 'di ba? So we'll have to use the military time. 7 is what? 19. Oh. So pag below 12, it is good morning. Pag below 19, it is good day. Okay? And then pag more than na siya sa 19, that's good evening. Okay? Pero diri ang structure sa else if is una ang if, last ang else, ang nasa tunga, else if. Okay? Else space if. And ang kondisyon nimo pag starting from gamay hantud sa padako ta diri. Okay? So, gamay ka value, that's good morning. Greater than 12, but less than 19, that's good day. And then more than 19, that's good evening. Okay? Again, ang structure diri kay tulo naman nanatay else if. Dapat mauna ang if, maulahi ang else. Okay? So, unsay result ani kay 8 man ni siya, bilong siya sa good morning. Okay? Dili na niya. Pag true na gani ni, dili na ni niya pasahon. Dili na ni niya i-execute. Kung asa lang ang true, digto ra gyud siya. Okay? Loyal siya ba? Dili siya kuan. So, igsa ra gyud ng iyaha. Assuming this is, puntahay alas 3. Alas 3 sa hapon, that is 15. Unsa iyahang i-execute? Dapat, good day. Okay? Diri siya, sa good day. Alas 3 sa hapon, time is 15. So, it is good day. It is not good morning, it's not good evening, but it's good day. Diri siya nabilong. Isa lang yun ang ihang i-execute among 3 choices sa program. So, ang kini nga example na program can be able to decide na. It can decide what codes or line of codes to execute. Okay? So, actually, diri sa inyong mga statements inside double quotes. Pag isa lang na siya ka-line, pwede na walay curly braces. Pero basig malibog mo, butangin na lang curly braces sa karon. Okay? Pwede na siya wala. Tanggalon na ko kay isa lang man. Isa ra man ni under sa if, isa lang kalinya. Under sa else if, isa lang pod kalinya. Under sa else, isa lang pod. So, pwede ra walay curly braces. Pero pag daghan na ni siya, imuhang i-execute, hello, good morning, and so on. Apa kay mga ipang-execute dira. So, mag-curly braces na ka. Para safe, mag-curly braces na lang mo kung malibog mo. Okay? Sa karon. Malibog pa mo sa primero paggamit. Magbutang na lang sa dot o curly braces. Okay, so tulo na siya ka. Option. What if there are 4 options? Kaganina, kung isa lang ang option, pwede ra if. Kung duha, pwede if else. Kung tulo, if, else if, else. Kung upat ang options, magdungag na pud taog else if. Okay? I will create a new program. Dali na lang natin. So, unsa man ang mga example na mga programs or simple lang siya na example nga naay upat ka options. Okay? Example, if the grade, say the grade is 85. Let's say ang pinakagamay, if the grade is less than 75, then our remarks is failed. Okay? If it's less than, let's say, 80, then your remark is good. Okay, let's add another. Okay, upat man ni siya. If the time, or ganong time man ni, grade, this is grade. If the grade is less than 90, then we will print a remark that is very good. And then else will print excellent.
29.
If this is greater than this is 90 or greater than. Okay? Mag-una mo sa gamay. Then, anam-anam, padako. This is the largest na. Largest value of grade is excellent. So, if the grade is less than 75, it'll have failed. We'll print failed. If the grade is less than 80, then we print good. If the grade is 90, very good. Else, excellent. So, if the grade is 85, asa man siya mabilong? Sige daw. It is diri no, diri siya. Less than 90. Less than 90, very good.
Very good.
Okay. So, kanya siya 1, 2, 3, 4 choices na. So, what if 5 choices? So, pwede gihapon ka mag-add na pud ka og another condition. Mag-else if na pud ka diri Basta ang first is if and ang last is else. Question. Okay, tiwaso na lang nako ni before ta sa inyohang coding. Share na po. So, ano to siya akong gihatag nga example ganina. Else statement 20. Diri na ta sa page 24. This is the shorthand if else or ternary operator. When we say shorthand, gipagamay lang siya. Kung unsa to kataas ang if else kaganina, pwede siya pagamayon. Okay? This is a shorthand for if else. Pero kato lang ning if else, walay else if. Tung duha lang ang options. So this is also known as ternary operator because it consists of 3 operands. It can be used to replace multiple lines of code with a single line. It is often used to replace simple if-else statements. So this is the syntax. You have the variable, then you have a condition diri wala na if nga word, condition na diretso. And then there is the equal sign. And then the expression if the condition is true, then colon your expression if the condition is false. Semicolon. So, instead of writing this, maumani siya kaganina ang example na to. Time is 20. If time is 18, we print this. If this is false, mo ni siyang else statement atong i-print. Maabi na akong nalinog. Okay. So, mo ni siya atong example ganina sa if statement. Now, unsaon nato ni siya para ingon ani siya ang forma. Isa lang siya kalinya na simple or shorthand. Yung mao na ni siya ang iyahang kuan. Mao na ni ang shorthand. You will have to write a variable result equals and then ang condition wala na if again. So diretso na condition, then question mark, good day in a string. And then good evening in the string, and then it will print the result, meaning if this is true, the value of result is good day. If this is false, the value of result is good evening. Okay? So if time is 20, 20 is less than 18, that is false. So ang value ni result is, kay false man ang condition, good evening. So, good evening ni diri ang ihang i-print. Question? So, iha lang ni siyang gi-shorthand, simple, in one line. Next, we have the switch statements. We use the switch statement to select one of many code blocks to be executed. So, mura pud ni siya katong if statement nga nay else if. Okay? Pero lahi lang siya og syntax. So, ang if, else if, miskang pila ka conditions, pwede ka magbutang og or mag-add og else if. Sa switch pod, mo pod niya itong gamiton pagdaghan. Daghan pod ka og choices. So, basically, pareha lang sila sa katong daghan nga if-else. Ang kalahian lang is their syntax. Okay? Kaya ang gamiton niya is switch, dili, if. Tapos, ang expression. Okay? This expression can be your logical or your Boolean expression using logical and comparison operators. So, this is, for example, case X, and then there should be a break. Okay? So, kini siya block. This is executed if the case is true. Tapos, mahuman ang imuhang code, magbutang ka og break. Kada case na ay break. Okay? Meaning, that's the end of the block. A block of code. And then you have another case. If this is true, this code block will be executed. And then, pag ma-end na siya, you'll have to write break. And, lastly, you'll have a default. Kung sa if-else ka ganina, ang default, ang pinaka-last kay ang else, mura po na siya og sa default. Kini siya. Naa sa last. Sa syntax, sa switch, ang last na iyahang i-execute pag all cases are false. If these are all false, ang iyahang i-execute is kaning default. Sa default, pwede na wala na break. So the switch expression is evaluated once the value of the expression is compared with the values of each case, and if there is a match, the associated block of code is executed. This is the example of our switch code. Okay, this one will print the day according to the value of the day. So we have this int day equals to 4, and our expression here, or what we are testing here, is the day. So pwede ni siyang day. The variable, okay? Pwede ang variable nimo. Siya ang imuhang murag ang imuhang ginatest ba. So dire case 1, kung ang day daw is 1 or if it's equals to 1. Kung ang day is 1, iyang i-print Monday. Break case 1. Kung ang day is 2, i-print niya ang Tuesday. And then, break case 2. Kung ang value sa day is 3, then ihang i-print ang Wednesday. Then, break case 3. Then, another case 4. So, 4, that's obviously for Thursday. Okay, this is for case 4, Thursday. Then break. Case 5, Friday. Break. Case 6, Saturday. Break. Case 7, Sunday. Break. This time, wala siya default. Okay? Pwede ra siya walay default. So, if the value of day is 4, then ang iyahang i-print is Thursday. Question? Okay. So, we have the break keyword in our switch statement. So, when Java reaches a break keyword, it breaks out of the switch block, and this will stop the execution of the more code and case testing inside the block. When a match is found and the job is done, it's time for a break. There is no need for more testing. A break can save a lot of execution time because it ignores the execution of all the rest of the code in the switch block. Now, the default keyword specifies some code to run if there is no case match. So, again, mag-add ta og default kung naatay mga other option if the conditions or the cases are false or do not match to our expression. So this one, default. This is looking forward to the weekend. Kani siya gidungag ni siya katong sa example na to. Tong sa days. So, note that if the default statement is used as the last statement, it does not need a break. Okay? Pag last na siya, or default na ka, pwede na dili magbutang og break. Okay? So, that's it for our if-else statement and switch statements. Do you have questions? Wala? Walay question? Sayon ra? Nasabtan. Kay wala may question. Or hinay-hinay lang. Or hinay-hinay pa siyang gina-absorb. Sige, i-review sa daw ninyo, be. Review for 5 minutes before I give you another challenge. Using if, else, and case. This is a programming challenge, another hackathon. Okay, 5 minutes. Basag na amoy gustong i-raise na mga question or concern, guys, maulaw lang mo. Wala gid mo i-question. Okay na, mag-start na ta sa ato ang programming challenge number 2. Or you want to practice pa? Diretso na ta ani, diretso na challenge gani. Naapa ka mo dira Magula naman mo naningog. Sige, akong isend ha. Isend na ko ang inyohang isend na ko ang kuan. Kini. Send na ko sa group, diri ang group chat sa Google Meet. Ang problem, then you'll write the program. Okay, I already sent the problem in this chat, in our chat box. So that is, you will write a program that will print the corresponding month name using if-else. Assign a value to the month. Example, if month value is 1, your program should print January. If month is 2, print February, and so on. Do you have questions or clarifications regarding the problem? Or none? If none, you can start writing your program na. And once you're done, or the first to send the right code. Okay, ang code ang isend ha, dili ang output. Okay, ang code isend sa GC. The first to send the code, the right code, will get again a price of 20. Kaya lisod-lisod naman niya siya. 20 pesos worth of load in GCash. So, pwede if-else lang ang gamiton. So, dili lang sa gamiton ang switch. Danielle J. You need to create Boolean expressions in your conditions. So for example, in your if, okay, if statement, after if, inside the parenthesis, it should be a logical comparison. Okay? Kato ganing magamit ka o greater than, equals, less than. For example, x is ana kaganina atong example, tan-awa atong example kaganina, it is time is equals to or less than. So you have to decide kung unsa inyong gamito na logical operator or comparison operator, whether equal sign, greater than, less than, na gamitan ninyo siya atong comparison operators. Mao na siya ang gamiton ninyo sa conditions. So tanan conditions ninyo, butangan og condition dito sa if pati sa else if. Pareha sa atong example kaganina sa grade. Kung tan-aw ninyo ang atong example, kung i-share again, okay, after the if, there's a condition. Kaning condition mo na siyang comparison gamit ang comparison operator. Then sa else if, another condition. Sa else if, another condition. Or this is also called Boolean expression. The result of the condition is either true or false. Okay? Kaning mga else if, naani sila yung mga condition. Apil ang if. Ang else ra gyud. Ang else ra gyud ang walay kondisyon. So, ayo mo ka balaka kung naay error ang inyong gibutang, ayo mo ka ulaw og post sa inyong code ha. Kay tanan man ta diri first timer. So, napagyud tay mga dili pa gyud nato makuha, napatay mga mistakes. So, para ma-correct nato. This is for your improvement man. So, let's all be open for criticisms, for feedbacks. That's when we get to be better, we get to improve ourselves if we are not afraid to fail, to open or to be open for failures. So okay lang ha, dili mag-ulaw kung mag-post sa group chat og balag mali, para makuan man nato, ma-check nato kung asa dapit ang ato ang kinahanglan pa nato i-work out. Jasper, kining ko ani mo Jas, small letter ni ang if. Okay? Small letter na ang if. Small letter I, small letter F. And then, ang condition, before sa if, guys, mag-declare mo og variable first for the month. Okay? Kay ang month, mao man na siya ang ato ang ginatest dere. So, meaning na siya value. Pag naay value ninyong gamiton, i-store ninyo siya sa variable. So, dapat na mo yung variable. Okay? For the month. And then, butangan ninyo siya initial value. Any value for the month as long as from 1 to 12 siya. And then, unsa man ang gamiton para mag-compare ka sa month to be equals to 1. Diba? Month double equal 1. Muna siya ang gamiton ninyo para ma-compare ang value sa month. If whether it's equals to 1. Noel, ang condition ni Mugang, kining sa kuano, if month is less than 1, is it correct na if the month is less than 1, then it is January? Unsa man ang gamito nimo na condition diri ah? Dili ni less than. Kay kung less than 1, unya 1 ang ibutang or 1 ang value ni kuan, 1 ang value sa month, tistingi. Tistingi kung ang value sa month is 1. Dapat January ang output. Kung 2, dapat February. Tistingi tanan. So, kung mali, meaning mali imuhang condition sa January. Sa February, mali pod. There's something you need to improve in your condition. In writing condition. The sender, you have to include January, February, up to December. Tapos, i-test nimo tanan. Month is 1, dapat January. Month is 2, dapat February. And so on. Duha lang man ni imuhang gibutang. January and February. Kinahanglan na makita na ko ang January, February, March, hangtod December. Hello guys. Sa GC na lang ta mag-continue ha. Ako na lang ning mag-chat ra ko sa GC sa akong response para dili masayang inyong load diri sa Google Meet. Okay? So, mag-end na ko diri sa Google Meet. At the same time, maniudto na pod mo kay alas 12 na. So, paniudto sa kung wala pa nahuman ninyo inyong ginabuhat, i-send lang unya. So, I will continue responding within the day. Di lagi unsa man ay sa man ni. Okay, you can leave na. You can leave na our Google Meet.